Welcome back to the channel. Natsu here once again, and we're gonna talk about JoJo ASBR Adventure. This is gonna be a tier list. Keep in mind that this tier list hopefully won't be outdated in the next following days, because if you don't know, every time a new character comes out, there's new balances for characters that are in the roster, or they might change some game mechanics, etc., etc. But as of March 3 of 2023, this is gonna be what I think is going on in this game. Right now, I will be explaining, that keep in mind that this tier list is more oriented to offline than online, but I will be putting in some of characters my ideas why they be better in an online environment, right? Instead of that offline. So let's start with the usual suspects. Let's start with the S tier. Also, before I go any further, please like and subscribe. It will help a lot of the channel. Please, please, please. I'm so close to 1K to get monetized. But yeah, keep in mind that also there could be timestamps. So if you want to jump to a character that you're interested, you can also do that. And that will be in the description below. And I'm also gonna put it on the first comment, the pinned one, etc., etc. But anyways, with it out of the way, let's start now. I'm gonna be really obvious. We're gonna start right now with S tier. Like I said, oh my god, this is horrible with this browser. So I think Stroheim right now is the #1 character. Before I explained that Nero was the #1, the reason why I say Stroheim is the best one is that any hit technically can reach to a touch of death. It's stupid. I mentioned this. And the thing is that the touch of death combos with Stroheim aren't that hard compared to Jotaro, Dio, Jotaro Part 4, and other characters. Keep in mind that some other characters might have touch of death, but characters that had less life. In the case of Stroheim, he has like touch of death for the highest HP character in the game. Like, the highest HP is 1000, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 1100, but I think it's 1000 still. So yeah, that's really quickly how I explain why this character is so OD. Now, keep in mind this character is a lot of fun. I love playing with him, but I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. This character damage output is insane, and when you put it on the other mode, the UB, the one that has the lights, the combo opportunities also are stupid. Like it allows you to start with a normal combo, and for a normal combo, then you can go and do something advanced, like trying to link the UV lights, right? But if you had assist, it would be super easy to link it together, and technically, like any assist that allow him to pick up after the hard knockdown that he gets when they do the race. And you do the crouching hard attack with the lights, which is OTG, which will pop them up. Then you can combo after that, and technically it's like a dead character, or 700 damage with only 1 bar. That's what I'm trying to say. So yes, I think Stroheim is the #1 character at this moment. I hope to see a tournament soon that can pick up Stroheim, but because Frosted Falls team, Stroheim was available, but you could not use him still. Now, the second character I already mentioned that last time I thought Nero was the #1 character. I've been fighting against people like Video Game 2.0, shoutouts, bro. And he has a great character. I will be gonna about her a little bit later, Yukako, but I still think Nero has a lot of things, and this is why the reason Frosty Faustine, you saw people using Nero a lot, even has a counter pick, because he has the normals, he has the damage, he has the resets, and the resets are what is scary about him. Also, his option to be invisible allows him to go over and avoid a lot of things that other characters will give him problems, but it doesn't happen. Like, for example, a Kakyoin player needs to zone you out, right? But the thing is that by having that option, it avoids Kakyoin game plan altogether, and then Kakyoin needs to play weirdly or scrollily. I see weirdly or scrollily is because you need to jump back and run around the stage, even though that's part of the strategy. But they cannot use the projectiles to be another hindrance, right? So yeah, so that will be my top 2 characters. Now, the third character, it depends because again, I think after the top two, it's kind of weird. And I'm gonna put them S tier though, because I think they don't have losing matchups unless it's one or S tier. So for example, this third one, I will say, where is it? Here you go, Josuke. Now, Josuke is a character that I see people using him, but I think Starwin, I hope I'm saying the name of the player correctly. He has showed that you can do big damage. Keep in mind the big damage you need to work for it, right? What I mean by work for it is that execution wise is a little bit harder than Stroheim by far or Nero by far, but it still have it and it has good options and also has cheap. They can break your guard if you know how to set up those strings, right? And it's a fun character and super good because his crouching normals are really good. Like you, if you're not ready to block low, you will get hit, and then you will get open up, right? And then you will get almost like a 700 damage combo. Before this, I would say maybe Vanilla Ice because of damage, but right now I think Josuke could be at least top 3 or top 5, right? Now, another character that it's kind of weird because to be honest, I think is super weird. Is Gyro. Now Gyro, to be honest, before I would thought would be the one of the worst characters, but because of the changes they made him, I think he can be a heavy contender for top 5 characters. He has damage, he has setups which you need to block or else, so he can open you up. Also, like his meter management, he doesn't need to worry that much about meter management because his combos produce so much meter that if you thought like, oh, okay, you know what, he hit me, but he has only like almost 0 bar, so he will not be able to do big damage. Wrong. If he has an assist, he can reach out to 2 bars and you will have a combo damage of 700, plus he will get the spin buff also. So really good character now. Also like projectile wars. He's really good now compared to that. And again, I think it's a way better character than he was before. More lenient. His normals are way better now, like super way better. Easier to juggle, more damage, more combo variations of what he can do in different scenarios, and more consistent. Now after that, I will say, and this is a character I was thinking, nah, he couldn't be that good, but after the changes, John Joseph is a problem. Like, maybe he doesn't do the most damage of the characters that I'm being explained over here, but he's safe all the time, and he has good wake up options, good reversal options, and like he can, like if you're not ready, you will be amazed about the conversion that he can do now, especially with the changes to the Rekas being hard knockdown. After that, it opens a lot of stuff, and he's super annoying because his backdash, like you can you need to preemptively know that they're gonna do a backdash, so you can be in the certain position with a jumping or a long reaching normal, depending on the character, right? That can reach him, because it's super annoying that you're trying to attack him and he's being kept away. Also, his bolas as projectiles are really good, and he can make it so that your game plan will be different altogether. Again, this is a character that I will recommend more for people that like Ryu or Ken from Street Fighter, or maybe Soul Bad Guy. In the case of Josuke, I will say something like that, because he can play similar like that, like a Shadow. In the case of Nero, I will say like something like more like M Bison for Street Fighter, or maybe Chip from Guilty Gear Strive. In the case of Stroheim, like I said, don't worry about the archetype. He's S tier, right? But yeah, Joseph is really good, to be honest. Now let's go here. What other character I think? Because here, like before Narancia, I will say, but I still think he's because of the changes, he has gone lower. But Anasui or Anastasia, I like to call her Anasui, but some people go, oh, you need to say Anastasia, but whatever. This character is super good. Like, he has good setups, good midis, good Oki, great damage. Technically, when you do a combo, it will end again in the setup, so you need to make them open and block. And also, he has a command grab that can open all people for combos. His supers, I won't say are the best, because in theory you will say, oh, his level 2 tracks the opponent, right? But you can hit the stand before it appears. It's kind of risky sometimes. You can also use it as a pre-emptier, but to be honest, like, it's not like it's something that you need do a guess or a mega read, right? But that's the only downside I see about that character. Also, if the person knows that you're gonna use the overhead in the stream, they can do size dodge. Some characters can punish or interrupt the overhead if they're mashing. But again, it's more like knowing what your opponent can do and what cannot do. But again, if you remove those options from the overhead option, like it's really hard for an opponent to deal with Anasui when he's on your face. Now, let's go over here. Now, this is another character that I haven't seen people play with him. I need to play with him again because it has been a while. Hol Horse, I think, is a good character. He has good. He has the same thing as John Joseph, that is super annoying to fight because he can run away, he can throw projectiles, and the traps that he sets are super annoying. To be honest, are like oh, I can attack him now, but then the trap gets activated and you get hit, and now you're suffering because you thought it was your turn, but it wasn't your turn still, right? So yeah, Hol Horse has good damage, good range. You need to be careful with the traps because they will be annoying. Also has some setups that are like, what? That he can do that, even though he's a long range character. He can convert from middle screen and sometimes full screen depending on what assets he has. Now the other character I'm gonna put over here, it will be Vanilla Ice. Vanilla Ice, reason why it's here is before he will be way up, and Josuke will be way down, because Vanilla Ice got nerfed with the meter for cream. Even though that meter it builds slow, you can get it instantly if you connect the super, the level 1, right? And the damage output is still there, right? The OTG nerf affected him, but still, like, if you spend meter and you have assist, you can do a combo 700 and it will be super annoying for your opponents. So yeah, like, even though he might not start at the beginning of the round really strong, at the middle of the round you start to need to worry because he can do a comeback really easily because of the damage output that he has. Also, he has great normals. His command grab is still good to if somebody that respect blocking in this game, which is weird, especially online. Offline, I see people respecting, but they know where you can set up the command grab, so they might jump or mash in between, right? Now that is with Vanilla Ice. Technically, it's like saying like Josuke, but he got nerfed because of the OTG nerfs that happened in the first patch, I believe, and also because Cream, his stand mode that has unblockables, needs to fill in order for you to use him as a fireball, right? Now, the other character I will put in over here will be Cars. Now, Cars is a character that reminds me to Dragon Ball FighterZ Majin Buu. They nerf him, but he's still there. Now, I still believe Ultimate Cars is not the best, to be honest. If I was gonna put Ultimate Cars, I will put it C, maybe. The reason why is because you lose the super, you also lose teleports. And even though the normals are technically the same, right? The only thing Ultimate Cars provides to Cars is ability to zone people out and be kind of like I don't know, like zoning people out is not that good of a deal because you have size dodge, so you can avoid projectiles or go around, right? So again, ultimate cars are the best, but when you have normal cars, if you have seen my videos of teleportation still OD, you can see that the teleport gives you a Oki for free, a overhead, a low, or even teleport besides you if they try to do side dodge and you can punch from there. So to be honest, I think it's a good character still. And he does easy damage, to be honest. Also, I also recommend people, if you're gonna use cars, use him with an assist that has a projectile, so that way you can cover the teleport and also do tricky setups like, you know, cross ups or anti-jump or etc, etc. Now, here's the thing, right? We are starting, like, I think there might be 2 more spots, but I'm gonna put Kakyoin. I still think, I guess, he's still a good character. The reason why I say this is because Kakyoin loses hard against Nero. You know, he can win still, though. Don't get me wrong, he can win, but it's super hard for him. But even though this character causes a lot of issues to other characters in the game, like for example, if Anasui is trying to go, you know, forward, oh no. You know, Kakyoin is gonna say, no, here's my normals, here's my traps, here's my fireball, deal with that, right? The same thing with cars, you know. Again, it's a character that you need to be smart. Think about Kakyoin has a Guile, or Dalsim at the same time. So you need to be smart, you can win with him. Also, his combo aren't that hard. So he has, you know, he's a fun character and he can still win. This is why Max has, you know, always reached top 8, right? But then again, you don't see everybody using Kakyoin correctly. And that's the issue, because Kakyoin is slow. So if you're not ready for that, because you haven't used characters that are kind of like, you know, like the Sim, you're going to be, oh, he's so floaty. This how this character can be good. He's good. You know, you only need to understand that you need to play with the character and not trying to implement what you wish the character was. I hope that makes sense. Because some people want this character to be rushed down, like a Jotaro or something, but that's not going to happen because this character, Kakyoin, wasn't made to be like that, okay? Now, having said that, I'm going to put over here, where are you, Pet Shop? Let's go. Pet Shop. Now, Pet Shop is a character that is interesting because he doesn't do that much damage, but he will always put you in an Oki situation. And if you're not ready for those Oki situations, you're gonna get opened up. And it's super annoying. And it's kind of man-baffling, right? Fighting against an eagle or a hawk, right? It's a hawk, I don't know, whatever. A bird. She's a freaking bird. Going arc, 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 right? And you know, also zoning you out and being super fast. And also, this character has a mode that allows him to fly in the air and also can do air dash. So his mobility is super good, super on par, really good. Leon, if you haven't seen Frosty Faulting, I recommend you going and seeing it, because Leon does a master class on how to be annoying with this character, because still nobody is ready for the bird. The only reason why he loses sometimes is because of damage output issues, or because this character doesn't have that much health. That are the things that are stopping this character to be really top 5, to be honest. Now, where are blah blah. I'm gonna put Narancia. Where are you, bro? Here you go. Okay, so Narancia, right? And the reason why I'm putting him, even though in the States, right, you don't see him that well, or people playing him well. To be honest, I have seen some people in Black Jesus. Also, go and watch Black Jesus videos. Really good for high level play. This character was annoying before. He was top 1, to be honest. But because the changes of DDP now needed to be, you know, before you could cancel the DP even if you whiff, which is super annoying in any game, if you know what I'm talking about. Like if you do a Dragon Punch and then you cancel without anybody hitting the character, he will always be safe, right? Even though he spent a meter. So he doesn't have that ability anymore, but his damage output still good. His poking ability is still good. Like, he has explosive factor in damage wise, and also comeback potential. He's still really good. He still has that. But like I said, you know, he has gone down because of the OTG nerfs, and also he got nerfed with some damage nerfs, and also the Dragon Punch nerf of being able to cancel it without any risk, because he was throwing it like, I don't care, oh, it misses, whatever. Also, it doesn't have any more, I think, a hitbox on the back. I think they fixed that. I don't remember that one correctly, but yeah. So having said that, right, let's go with A tier. Now, the first fight in the A tier can still beat some S tier. Because, you know, I'm not saying that these S tier characters over here cannot lose. Maybe Stroheim might be the only one I would say. And maybe Nero in some aspects. But usually the top 5 characters in the A tier will be able to fight with the S tier over here, but they will have a lot of issues, right? And the first one I'm gonna go over here is, where are you, Jotaro? Where are you? Bro. Oh, here we go. Jotaro Part 3. Now, Jotaro Part 3 has great damage. He feels like more like a Ken than a Ryu because he can be rushed down, also damage output. He also has unblockable setups. Super tricky character that is a basic character. When I say tricky, is because he has setups that he can, you know, set up unblockables, and also like he can call after a knockdown to start platinum and use the vacuum move, and he can cancel that move and do a cross up. So if you're not ready for blocking that correctly, you're gonna get hit, right? Now let's put over here Dio Part 3, because technically the same thing that Jotaro Part 3 do, and I think both of these are tied, to be honest. So I think top 6 might be the ones that can beat the S tiers. But he also have the team. The difference is that Dio has less health. But Dio, I believe, is way easier. Also, Dio doesn't have a blockable setup, but he has instant overhead setups. Also, he has command grab setups that most people don't use them because there isn't that much of a return for it. But it's still there. You can get a little bit of life. But also, you have the world. The same team has Jotaro Part 3. He can freeze you in time and do a touch of death. Both of these characters can do touch of deaths. So you know, there's a lot of video. Look for it on YouTube, and I'm gonna go how to do it because, you know, again, those touch of deaths are best to use it offline because online, so yeah, Dio Part 3 is a great character. Now, here's when it starts getting interesting, because I bet some people are gonna be like, what, right? But I'm gonna say Bruno. Now, Bruno is a character that he might not do the best damage in the game, but I think it's a good damage nonetheless. And also, he has tricky setups that can open you up with overheads, lows, teleports. Also, his install of reviving himself if he loses the last round is super strong if you think about it, because in few words, he has more health than other characters in the game, right? So, and believe me, sometimes because he's of that revive of Dark, you know why I'm talking about revive. If you have played against Dark Phoenix in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, it was a character that after they lose their life, they will be able to revive themselves. In the case of Bruno, it will be on the last round of the fight, and I've been able to do comebacks just because of that, to be honest. But there's ways to go about it, like set it up like, oh, okay, you're gonna die in this next hit, but I'm gonna do a meaty setup after this, and while you're using, you know, your animations getting you recover, you will get hit, right? Oh, I forgot about this character. Now I think about it. This character needs to be S tier. Sorry, Diavolo needs to be here. Sorry about this. Diavolo is a character that if he has mirror, he can use the mirror and do as incredible damage easily, super easily, and super strong character, and he can get mirror back really quickly. Also, his normals in the air or normals in general are really good, to be honest. Like if you're fighting against Al Diablo air to air, most likely you're gonna lose. I'm gonna say like that, okay? I forgot about that. Sorry. Again, you can jump the characters, whatever. In the timestamp, I say. So let's go back to A. Where is it? Okay, I'm gonna say Polnareff. The reason why I think Polnareff is not that higher is because I have used him. I think he's a great character. Like he can win some of these characters over here. He has great damage. He has good setups, but I still think that you need to work harder, and that's the only reason why he's tier A. You need to work harder with him in combos than the rest of other characters in this tier list. Even though he has interesting stuff that non-character has, like a safe dive kick if you know how to do it, or instant dive kick. To be honest, like combo-wise, I think this is the most fun character to me. And he's one of my main characters, or secondary, whatever. but I think he's a great character nonetheless. And yes, he's tier A. Also, like his range, you will be amazed, but he has great normals, even though they like look kind of weird. And also like his mobility is not bad, but he doesn't dash that quickly compared to other characters. Let's see what else. Okay, let's go over here. This one, okay, so Fugo is a trap character, and he's really good regarding, you know, putting poison, and like combo wise also is fun, but he's hard to master. Damage wise, he does a lot of damage. Like if you're not ready against a Fugo player can do a comeback similar like Vanilla Ice can do, but the difference is that Vanilla Ice normals are way better. Fugo normals are good. When I mean good, are depending on some ranges, because if you compare the range of the normals from Fugo and Vanilla Ice normals are way better, and if you compare the normals from Narancia and Fugo, Narancia normals are way better. So what I'm trying to say is, like, instead of having 2 feet of normal, you're gonna have 1.5 feet of normal with Fugo. That's the only reason why he's lower and not in S tier. Just because his normal doesn't have that much reach, but he's still a good character. Let's go here. Now, I'm gonna put both of these characters together because technically they do the same thing. Before, I will say this character should be higher, but right now, I don't think that is the case. He's because of the nerfs that happens to OTG. Also, you cannot repeat the same move 3 times in a row, or you know, in a row in a combo, right? Otherwise, it will drop the combo, and that has affected the damage. But they're still good characters, and also after you learn what they want to do, you will notice that their game plan is really easy. And technically, like, both of them do the same thing differently. In the case of Kosaku, because using the bombs, he will go forward, right? And you know, in the case of Kira, because of the coin flip, it's more like a upward, downward. So it's like, think about it this way, like Kosaku is Ryu throwing fireballs forward, and Kira is Dalsim from Street Fighter 5 throwing fireballs with an arc. I hope that makes sense. I mean Fang from Street Fighter 5. So yeah, that will be about it. Like, they do great damage. And if you do the combos, I like doing the combos from both characters. They are really fun, to be honest. But you know, compared to other characters, like their toolkits, I won't say are the best, especially the normals compared to other characters. Even though, like, the anti-air of the standing low punch is a good anti-air for whatever reason, especially in stand. Some characters have that, like Jotaro, and also which other character? Josuke is another character that had also that. But yeah, now let's go over here. Should I? You know what? Okay, Koichi. If you haven't seen Frosty Fountain or make it top 8 with Koichi, also play Koichi. And people sleep on this character. The only reason this character is lower is because his range is not the best, but they are fixing that with the last patches, etc., etc. And also his damage might be the best, but he's because of giving the default or the debuff of gravity and making your opponents getting stuck in the ground opens you up to so many things, and you can do weird setups, especially if you have Vanilla Ice. You're gonna do unblockables, and they're screwed. They need to take it. And yeah, like, you know, Koichi is a good character now. Air to air normals are really good also too. Now let's go here. The next one I'm gonna put is Jonathan. Jonathan got some changes that are making really weird. He's like a Ryu or Ken, right? I have sent that for other characters. Well, this is the closest to Ryu you're gonna have in this game. So if you're a player from Street Fighter, I recommend using this character. His normals are good. His damage output is really good, to be honest. And you might be amazed of what he can do combo wise, right? He's a solid character. Even though I believe they should bring back from All-Star Butter vanilla version the DPs to be invincible. Right now they are not invincible. I think the EX is the only one invincible. Also, he has EX move like any Hamon character. But yeah, Okuyasu is another character that's really good, but I don't know. My experience using the character is that he's good, but if somebody is smashing and you don't know how to deal with it, it can stop his game plan. Like what I'm trying to say is that you need to think more than your opponent in certain situations when they shouldn't be doing it because of the hand, right? You should have, that option is OP, but I still not right. Like the OTG version nerf, sorry, messed up this character a little bit, and that's why he's not higher. But his damage output is really good. You can win with this character, so don't worry about it. But you need to work a little bit, and that will be like a redundant. That will be like a ongoing story in this tier list that you need to work harder than the S tier. But that's what our tier list, right? So yeah, Okuyasu, it's not a bad character. It's just that you need to work a little bit more. But I think maybe in the future we might be seeing some tech of this character because I've seen some Japanese players doing some stuff that when they do it, it seems it only work half of the time. And I don't know why, because there's a language barrier. If I know why it's not working, then I will get a better idea if this character is better and should be higher, right? Now, another character I'm going to put over here is, where are you? Giorno. Giorno, let me put over here. Giorno is a character that before, like Golden Recon Experience being all the time available, could be a good team, but he loses against Dio part 1, right? And the reason why he loses is because if he loses meter, that option altogether goes down the drain, right? But ironically, like, Giorno has new technology now that if you put the level 1 super, after level 1 super, they will be able to call Jotaro or assist like Mista that has projectiles. As long as a assist that throw projectiles full screen, right? He can go over and do setups and do like a reset, and it's super annoying if you know that they can do that, and he can do a lot of damage because of that. Reason why I say is not higher is because damage wise he doesn't have that much unless he does that or he's in Golden Recording Experience. It's so specific to assist available to him that it's kind of concerning because technically he's winning only because of the assist, right? Also, like once you have a knockdown against him, if he's because that, keep in mind the only one that has a DP is his stand on when he has the stand, and when you hard knockdown, they will lose their stand. They won't be able to do like a DP and go out from there. There's certain situation depending on the character or melee that he can use the 3 to go away from a setup or use the counter that he has, but the counter I think is crap, to be honest, the one that he has, and that's the reason why he's lower over here. Now, talking about Journal, let's talk about his dad from part 1. Dio is a great character. I think he's way better now. Damage wise, he's way better. Combo wise, his options are way better. The thing is that compared to other characters, he used so many times. And like the thing is, in All Salvador, right, the vanilla version, he could do jump cancels and do really tricky setups. Now the setups that he does are so normal that you if you know how to block, you can block them. Like the way he's gonna open you up is because you mess it up, or he went for a throw, or he tried to do a frame trap and you got hit by that. But before, he could do like a 50-50 and you don't know where he will land, if in the front or the back after a jump cancel, because of rotate cancel options, and it was super annoying, to be honest. Also, the way they change the counters is something different altogether. So that's the part 1. Now let's go. Let's go with Johnny. Johnny is another character that I think is super good. The only problem that Johnny has is that you cannot use the course part compared to other characters. Like if you have Funny Valentine, which I'm gonna talk about him in a few minutes, Funny Valentine can use the course part because he's walking, right? Gyro can walk, but because he's crawling in the floor, his ability to pick them up is slower. So to be honest, most of the time you're gonna play without using the course parts, and that damage buff, he will lose it. But combo wise, he's great. Damage wise, also he can send you out. The changes to the tackle when he's on crawling mode without the horse are super good, to be honest. Now, like that's OD, bro. Like, to be honest, like having that option to be like a kind of reversal, easy reversal, to be honest, and then combo after it is really good. Now, talking about Funny Valentine, which I forgot about him. Sorry about that, guys. Funny Valentine should be. Where are you? Should be here. Maybe a little bit lower, maybe a little bit higher. But Funny Valentine is a character that, like his flag teleports are super annoying. If you don't know how to fight against that, you will get hit. Also, like, his overhead are really good and it's super good to exchange. The only thing that I think makes him worse is that compared to Diavolo can use a lot of meter and it's worth it. In the case of Funny Valentine, yes and no at the same time, because I think like Funny Valentine is more balanced in the regard of damage and defense option compared to Diavolo, where Diavolo is more offensive pressure all the time and great normals, even though Funny Valentine has great special moves, but I don't think he has great great normals. The air normals are great, but the normals in the floor when he's on the ground are different thing altogether. Let's go here. Okay, Jotaro Part 4. Technically, he does the same thing as Jotaro Part 3. The difference is that without having unblockables and the vacuum, it makes him go lower, even though he has a projectile and a teleport. But the teleport, if I remember correctly, you spend meter. If you want more like a Ryu version of Jotaro, use this one instead of this one, which the Jotaro Part 3 is more like a Ken version. But Jotaro Part 3 is a good character. The only thing is that he doesn't have unblockables, and therefore it's gonna be harder for you to open up your opponents. But he does have the same damage output as Part 3. Maybe a little bit less, but when I say less, maybe like 10 points or something like that, which is stupid. It's not that big of a deal. But you get instead of that kind of damage or having more damage, you will have a projectile, and also you will have moves that will give you plus frame, like his finger. Instead of like being unblockable like a Jotaro Part 3, it's gonna give you frame advantage, and also you will have a teleport. Now, let's go over here. Okay. Speedwagon. This is a character I started using recently because I'm sick of tired seeing Speedwagons not playing correctly. And he's a fun character. I think he has a lot of potential. I always say that. He does a lot of damage. If you know how to convert, he can do a lot of damage. Meter-wise, I think he doesn't get that... Like, other characters get more meter, but I think that he doesn't need it because he does so much damage. If he had more meter, then it will be a better character, like getting more meter. Also, like doing his combo of doing like the easy, I mean like low, medium, high, and then the hat, and then do a Roman cancel, and then doing calling tattoo, the big guy that is on the back with him, and throw the knife. It's hard, the timing, because you need to do it super early. It's not that consistent sometimes, and that's the only thing. Like the combos with the Asian, sorry for about this, but that's the name of the character they put that with the Chinese guy, right, are consistent. But when he has tattoo, the big guy, I don't feel that is that consistent though. And that's the reason why he's over here, because the issue is consistency. Okay, let's go here, Avdol. Now, unlike Speedwagon, Avdol is super consistent, but the problem is that Avdol doesn't have good reversals when you knock him down. Projectile wise, he has good projectiles, but I think that other characters in this game have way better projectiles. But combo wise, he's a good character, to be honest. Like if you want like a character that is more like a neutral or basic, sorry, you can use Avdol instead, and you'll notice that his damage is good, his combo extensions are really good and easy to go about, right? His cross-up is a little bit weak because he's with a light attack. So if they block it, depending on how deep you make them block, they might be able to hit you back, right? Or you might lose and try to do like a block screen after that. But yeah, now I forgot about this character, guys. Sorry. Yukako. This is a character. I think it should be here. She could be almost S tier. Before this was like the poor man Kakyoin. You know what? Screw it. Let's put it S tier. Let's put it S tier because this character, if you're not ready for her strengths, you're gonna get open up. The damage output, the combo stations, the meter that she gets for also like her counter is super annoying because if I remember correctly, after the counter she can combo after it. Also, she has the same as Bruno that she can revive herself if she dies in the last round. And she gets like a damage output because of that also, even though her meter will be gone. But she's a good character now compared to what before. Also, like if you block her DP, like she has air options now. So if you try to do like punish her, won't be able to punish her depending on the character. And also she might be able to mix you up after that. Fun fact, okay? Let's go here. Akira is a character that it's way better than before, but like he always had done a lot of damage. But compared to vanilla version, like I think vanilla version was still stronger. You need to spend so much meter. The thing is that you need to fill out the meter, the electricity, and it's kind of annoying because you need to stop your momentum after hard knockdown, and having that scenario between rush down or getting more electric meter to have better options, which will lead you to better combos. Like playing that balance between those resources is hard, and this is the reason why I think he's here. But before he will be B tier. Okay, so let's go with the other ones. Okay, Cesar. Cesar's a character, and we're gonna go B tier. B tier can win, and I have seen some people being top 8 with Cesar, but I think that the problem with Cesar is the damage output. That is the big thing. And also Japanese players think that Cesar should be A tier, but the reason why they go about this is because his Oki are really good. But that's the thing. When you have characters that can do two touch of death, like touch you 2 times in a round and you're dead, or touch you 3 times and you're dead, sometimes Cesar needs to touch you like 4 or 5 times because of the combo break system, right? And that's super annoying. And trying to do like after that, like trying to do the meaty setup like before is not that easy as how it was before. So that's the reason why I say this. Now, his dad William, who has similar issue regarding more like I won't say damage because I think William does way more damage and it's more fun. But the problem is that trying to reach that goal. Also, consistency is a big issue with William. Like his combos, especially online, are kind of hard to do it because it will do like a side switch, and sometimes you want to do a move, right, and you need to do it a different way because the game is saying, oh no, he switched side, but even though you see him visually in the game that he's on the same side, he never changed. It's only the character on top is moving around. Okay, now having said that, let's go here with the other characters. I'm gonna be honest, I forgot about this character. I'm gonna put it over here. I'm gonna put Ghiaccio. Ghiaccio is a mix-up monster. Like he's really good. I think like he could be way higher, but because of the meta how it's changing, I'm seeing that he's like he does damage, and also he assists really good right now. But compared to other characters over here, he will have problems because he doesn't have that much health. Also because the only thing that he has, like to be honest, if people start learning better with Ghiaccio, he could be the new pet shop because both of them do great mix-up options. But I think the pet shop right now does it better because having the option of flight or air dash or back dash in the air, right, or dashing in the air, period, is way better than trying to be faster in the ground with roller skates. But he's a good character nonetheless. He's a rushdown character, and it's fun because it's a rushdown trap character, same as Anasui, but he suffers regarding that he needs to open you up, which he can do. I don't think it's hard to open people with Ghiaccio, but if they know Ghiaccio and they're gonna block the mix-up, then that's when you need to worry, because the overhead is low, and when you block the overhead, you're gonna get hit. Also, his lows, you can get punished for that, and also there's some gaps in between his pressure that can do side dodge, and you're gonna get hit. Okay. Oh my goodness. John Joseph was one of the worst characters in this game. Before he was low tier to me, but now, you know what? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna put a B tier on the top B tier. Recently is because of the changes that they have made him with the oil can being a way better move, but I still think that he struggled a little bit just because he needs to expend more meter than another character. Also, resources from him aren't the best. Like, I don't think he gains that much meter, which allows him to do more damage and more mix-ups, right? And sometimes you need to sacrifice getting meter so you can do more setups instead of going more on the offensive. And that's the reason why he's here. Now, he's way better than he was before. Believe me about that. Whamu. Sorry. Yeah, Whamu? No. ACDC. Sorry. ACDC. Also, you know what? ACDC I think is way better, to be honest. ACDC is a character that, if you know how to use him, you can kill people really quickly. And he's tricky. But unfortunately, like, opening people up is kind of hard because he has cross-ups that can open you up, but they're slow compared to Nero, compared to Petchup, compared even to Diavolo or Yukako. So, you know, that's the reason why he's there. Even though he's a fun character, and I think, you know, he can beat people. Like, he's not a character that you will lose constantly, but you will start noticing that you will have you will have more problems against other players or other characters, to be honest, because even though he does damage, opening people up will be the issue at hand. Now, Whamu has the same issue, and he does great damage, to be honest, but he also has the issue of opening people up. Also, he has like a special command that has armor, where he gives you with the pillar. If you know how to deal with that, just grab him or use a move that breaks armor, like a super on reaction. But he's not that big of a threat, right? Now he's invisible, right? That's when he's a problem. But the thing is that Nero does that for free. See, and that's the issue. Like, one needs to spend resources in order to do that, so he can mix you up correctly, and that's why I think he's here, right? Okay. Okay, Foo Fighter. Foo Fighter should be here, actually. Maybe a little bit. Bro. Foo Fighter, at the beginning of the game, I think she was S tier, but lately they have done some changes that have affected her, like the OTG nerf. Also, even though damage-wise she got affected because of that, she still does a lot of damage, and she's a tricky character. The thing is that you need to have a balance between knowing her move list and movement, because one thing is knowing her moveset, right? You know, you will throw projectiles, but knowing how to move with her is essential. Also, knowing how to use those moves in tandem with the character, her gameplay, right, will make you a better character. But I see a lot of people playing Sonaway with her, and that's good, right? But if you don't know how to convert damage with her, you're gonna lose. She's one of those characters that can beat Kakyoin maybe in a Firewall War because of the mobility. But if she's against Nero, that's it. And if she plays against a Josuke that knows how to do damage, and you don't know how to do damage, you're gonna be there. That's the only fault I see with her. Also, that using level 2 is hard if you don't have the meters or assists, because level 1 is the one that she gets the plankton back, and and you know that's the only thing why she's here. If there was a way easier way to combo level 2, right, and not expend that much meter, I will make her maybe tier A like she was before. But at this moment she's tier B, even though she's almost on the brink. Okay, so let's go over here. Oh, I forgot about this weather report. Weather report is an interesting thing because I think he could be A, but I'm gonna put it tier B because he has damage, he has setups, and he's a fun character. He can open people up, but the problem is that because he's so tall, especially when he's on stand, like sometimes you'll get opened up for weird things. Also, the nerf of not being able to use the same move 3 times in a combo affected his damage, so now he needs to worry about that. But to be honest, this is one of the few characters that I do see, even though he's here, he can beat the S tiers, even though he will have a lot of problems. Also, like when he's doing the air normals in stand mode, the recovery of it, you can get punished, so it's not safe. Especially when you do the backtrack. I think that should have made that a little bit different. So it could be a little bit more tricky. But yeah. Now let's go over here and put Pucci. This Pucci, not the final one, over here. The problem with Pucci is that he's a great character, but damage-wise, he's horrible. You can spend meter with him, and I don't think, you know, we'll get that much damage. The thing is that the damage that he's lacking, you have it in Final Pucci when he has Simum. But that version, which I will go about that in a few seconds, got nerfed. So let's talk about Final Pucci. Like I mentioned when I was talking about Final Pucci, right? Final Pucci got nerfed with the Made in Heaven. Now, I'm not saying you cannot win with Made in Heaven, but it's not a win condition anymore. And to be honest, I don't think it's worth it to get to Made in Heaven now. Even though there is some text that have been showing up in the internet and Japanese players and also on Twitter that maybe make it so that Final Pucci could be top of B tier or maybe at the end of A tier. Before, he could be in the middle of A tier, but now I think that's the way he needs to go. Simon does a lot of damage, can set up unblockables. It's a fun character. I also see Moon being able to get awaken or call, you know, summon way faster. Is way better. But that Made in Heaven nerf hurt a lot, to be honest. Let's go here. Josuke Part 8. Ooh, this is an interesting character because this character is super good. And you know what? Let's put it over here. Let's put it A tier. Josuke Part 8 is a character that does a lot of damage. They changed some stuff about him that needed to be changed from day one. Like there was like a weird glitch with his level 2. If it was the last hit of a round, and if it was the last hit to kill him, the opponent, it wouldn't activate the last damage. Now that has been removed supposedly. I haven't verified yet. But if that's the case, that's okay because that was the biggest issue. Also, he can do a lot of combos in scenarios that a lot of characters cannot do. His projectile might be the best, but if you use it as a frame trap tool, you'll notice that it's a great tool to have. The bubbles is the issue that I have with when he put the bubbles on top. I don't think they are that strong. They should be a little bit better. Because if you compare it to the buff that Water Report gets when he's electricity, or ACDC when he's in fire, or Ghiaccio when he's on the ice, his bubble are the worst. Like having that kind of shield around him are the worst because they move so slow. I think they should move a little bit faster. But damage wise is great. He can open you up with throws, and also the fireballs allows you to do tricky setups like dick throws or dash forward and do a low, right? But yeah, Baoh. Baoh is a character, I put it over here, that does a lot of damage, super stylish, super fun, but the issue with him is that he doesn't have that much health. And if you're not ready for that, right, you will get open up and you will die quickly. A lot of issue with Baoh players that they try to go for the cross-up setup that worked the first week of the game, but that doesn't work. You need to know how to set that up, especially using assists. Like, this is a character that is relying for assists at this moment. So yeah, it's a good character nonetheless, but you need to be worried that if you're gonna use Baoh, use as an assist that can cover his weakness or gaps in his gap in offense. Let's go over here. Let's go with Joylne. Gonna be the C tier. Joylne is a character that has the issue of consistency. She's a great character, but doing her combos are too hard compared to other JoJo's main protagonists, right? So unfortunately, that's the reason why she's so low. Like, she has combos that you go, oh, she has like a Spider-Man, you know, she can claim and go in a ladder and do the kind of combo, but doing that online is hard, and offline is also hard to do it consistently, right? Damage output, you know, she's okay. I think she should do more damage, but that's the issue with her. His consistency and damage wise. Now let's go with let's go with Ermes. Ermes is a character that is one of the characters that has more health in the game, right? If not mistaken. Also, like the issue with her is that the buff of the stickers get removed once she gets a hard knockdown. So she loses life. Also, her first level Super 1 is a counter. So you need to spend more meter with her in combos, technically like Diavolo. But the problem with Diavolo is that Diavolo level 1 Super is really useful. And to get a super that allows you to do damage, you need the level 2. But sometimes, because you need to, you know, like, she doesn't build that much meter sometimes. It's kind of weird. Sometimes she builds more meter when she has the stickers. But if you're not ready, you're going to get open up. And also, like, even though she has frame traps, I don't think her frame traps are the strongest. Because you can do side dodge. In certain scenarios, it depends. It's more like a character that, on paper, she should work correctly, but right now I see a lot of people that like if you're like, you need to have great defense. Like, her DP is not that good, but it does the work if they're trying to do like a neutral bait for a hard knockdown. But if you're trying to use it as an anti-air tool, it's gonna be a little bit hard, and that's one of the things that might affect her. Again, on paper she could be. You know what? I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna move her to be in B tier. Now I think about it. But yeah, she does damage. She's good, but the issue is more like resources more than anything. Sorry if you see I'm going way faster. But you know, otherwise we're gonna be all day over here. Let's go with actually, sorry about this. Prosciutto. Prosciutto was one of the S tiers before. And because of the changes to the OTG and also the way that his normals work, he got nerfed, to be honest, really bad, and it's affecting him. Like, to be honest, winning with him, you can still do damage with the character. Don't get me wrong, but unfortunately, the way he is right now is not the best character. Also, like I said, like you need, like, there's some stuff that got affected really hard time. Sorry. Really big with him when the OT was removed, and also like being able to combo or crumple when he's on stand mode. I think that affected him really great, and that's why you see people not playing with him anymore, because damage potential he still have it, but he needs to work way harder. And when I say way harder, it's not like Vanilla Ice that, oh, you need to wait for almost middle round. No, I mean you need to have more meter and assist that will be able to help you with the issue, because he got a lot of damage, easy damage, from doing OTGs after OTGs, and now being nerfed to only have one OTG or two OTG in a combo, it affected him greatly. Now, having said that, let's go here with Mista. Mista got some buff now, and I think he could be way higher, but I'm gonna be a little bit cautious, right? Because this character is great, but the problem is that the consistency was the issue. I think that the changes that the normals made him recently his consistency is better, but I haven't tested it out, and that's the reason why I'm living in this tier. He might be, to be honest, tier B. The bottom will be a tier B. But yeah. Also, the issue is that he needs to reload all the time, and that's one of the big issues because damage output. He like Johnny has the. Where is Johnny? Where are you, Johnny? Where are you? Dang it, bro. Oh, here it is, Johnny. So Johnny has also to reload his handgun, but he has 12 bullets. In the Kakyoin Mista, 4, plus he has a debuff that he has. If he has 4 bullets, you're gonna lose a lot of damage, and a lot of health, and also meter, which is stupid, and I think that's one reason that is holding this character. Now, let's go over here. Let's go. I'm gonna say Maria. Maria. The problem with Maria is the problem that she always had. Now, this character can win S tiers. This is the funny part. She can win S tier, but the problem is that she needs to touch you like 5 times in a round because her damage output is not the best. She's a mix-up monster, to be honest. But because of that, if somebody hit her right 3 times, she's dead, and that's the big issue that she has. She's a great character, but she has that issue nonetheless. Now, let's go over here. Rohan. Rohan is a great character, to be honest. The problem with Rohan is his damage-wise. Like, if he will able to do more damage, he could be a monster. He could jump really quickly to A tier really easy. But that's not the case because the damage output that he does is little compared to other characters. Like, if you want to do like 400, you need to spend more meter and more resources than other characters that can do that without any meter, right? Now, having said that, let's go with Trish, right? Trish is a good character. The problem with Trish is that, like she's so linear. Like, to open people up, you need to be tricky, and you need to you can do cross ups like I do with the jumping hard attack in the standoff mode. But if they know that and they block it, you're gonna get hit. So it's more it's more like the person that's playing against you don't know the matchup, and that's why you're winning. If the person knows the matchup, most likely you're gonna lose with Trish. Now, she does great damage. Don't get me that wrong, but it's more like a option. Like, it's more like an issue of mix-ups. Like, if the trap in the floor that makes him go high in the ground was like super plus, it will be a different thing altogether. Also, like that bouncy thingy that she does, like doing that that puts like a wall. That wall, like, to be honest, it doesn't do anything. Like, I think it should have more stuff. I was expecting more with like an Aegis Reflector with Uren. Like, you can use that in combos, but unfortunately that's not the case. Let's go here. Diego. You know what? Diego should be... Let's put Diego here, actually. Diego, the only reason Diego is that low is because on paper he's a great character, but his combos are so long. And yes, you get a lot of meter, the same as Gyro, but the problem is that he does so little damage in between that if somebody uses a combo breaker, that you need to go back to the drawing board and go back to offensive, right? And also, if you drop a combo, like you mess it up, you can get punished really easily. Also, like when he calls his small dinosaurs, I think if you hit the small dinosaurs, you can hit them, by the way, if you don't know that. They're going to go away. So there's no scary factor of, okay, I have a hard knockdown, deal with my traps of dinosaurs. There's none, because people they match and they kill the dinosaurs. Like, it's easy, right? And also, if the leaks are real, this character, then I don't think this character is going to get fixed. This character should do more damage. Level 1 super when he's on Scary Monster stand, like the dinosaur one, getting back to the dinosaur version shouldn't be like that. Like it should be safe. Like, if you finish the combo, there it is. Like, and you're safe. But sometimes if you end the combo preemptively, right, you're gonna lose health because the person is waking up and you're in animation of getting back to being a human. So it's dumb, and that's the reason why it's here. Woo. Okay. Lisa. This is a character I played recently. She's not bad, but she's not great. You can win with her, but there are so many options that why you should use her, to be honest. Also, like when she jumps back, she cannot use her knife, so she loses Fireball Wars. Her Rekka's mix-ups doesn't work, to be honest. You can jump up from them in reaction easily, unless you're matching, and I know you're matching. The best option when you're on a Rekka block string, just jump. Just jump, bro. There's a reason why. Also, like her damage output is not the best. Or Hammond characters do more damage than her really easily. So yeah, that's about Lisa. Shingeki, the issue is his normals. They're crap. He can do damage, but it feels so much of a struggle. Because, oh, he does damage. I can do this combo, 400, 500. Yeah, I have damage. And then when you fight a normal character, you notice like, I cannot hit him. I cannot reach. My dinosaur limbs cannot reach. So he doesn't reach, and it's super frustrating. Also, the OTG nerf. Sorry, I've been saying this the whole video, but the OTG nerf affected this character big time. Super big time with damage. And with the buff that he gave the game, I don't think it makes him good. I think the OTG nerf should have been general across the board. It should be applied to different characters in different ways. I think Cyber Connect went the easy way and they say, screw it, do it like that. And then Iggy. Iggy is still low tier. Yay! Even though his combos are way easier to do, his damage output is not the best. His normals still are kind of iffy and weird. His combo routes are weird still in the regard that it should work, but sometimes it doesn't work correctly. And when you see the damage output, you're like, bro, why I'm doing this? Like, this character doesn't have that much health, doesn't have that much damage output. If you gave Iggy more hard knockdown time, when you do a hard knockdown with Iggy, right? He has an air glide. Right, he can do stuff like Pet Shop. The problem is that Pet Shop does it really fast, and also because the hard knockdown is way better. But in the case of Iggy, the hard knockdown is almost non-existent because he's still in recovery. So you cannot mix people up in reality. Like you only can do like low, and dash forward and grab you. And, you know, it is what it is. Like, and he loses health so easily. He you can chip him out. And he loses a lot of health with normals. That's dumb. They should remove that altogether. So yeah. So those are my thoughts about the game as it is. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below. As always, like and subscribe. More content is coming up. And yeah, take care. Bye-bye.